The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Learn About Law. My name's Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to talk about Illinois defamation law. We're going to start by talking about what the elements of a cause of action for defamation are. So let's talk about first, what is an element of a cause of action? An element of a cause of action is something that you need to prove in order to succeed against the defendant in a court case. So there are four things that are elements of a defamation cause of action in Illinois, and these are the four things that a plaintiff needs to prove to succeed against a defendant. The first is that the defendant made a false statement about the plaintiff. The second is that the statement was made with actual malice or negligence, meaning that the defendant knew or should have known that the statement was false at the time that the statement was made. The third element is that the defendant published the statement to a third party. Now, published doesn't mean that it went out in a printing press. It just means that the statement was told to somebody other than the plaintiff, anybody other than the plaintiff. The fourth element is that the plaintiff suffered damage as a result of the statement. So there must have been some monetary damage that occurred. Now, there's something called defamation per se, in which you don't have to prove damages. So there's a category of types of statements that are considered so damaging on their face that fourth element, monetary damages, doesn't need to be proven. And this is important because monetary damages are often the thing that bring down a defamation case because it's hard to prove monetary damages from someone's statement. So if something qualifies as defamation per se, you only have to prove the first three elements. A knowingly or negligently false statement made to a third party that meets the qualifications of defamation per se. So what is defamation per se? What types of statements? This is stuff that, first year of law school, people really enjoy learning about because it's kind of old-fashioned terminology. So bear with me on some of this. A statement accusing the plaintiff of a crime is defamation per se. A statement saying that the plaintiff has a, quote, loathsome communicable disease. A statement saying that the plaintiff is unable to perform or lacking integrity in his or her employment. A statement that damages that tends to harm the plaintiff in his or her profession. And finally, a statement imputing adultery or fornication onto the plaintiff. So, like I said, there's some old-timey language that law students can giggle about, but it's still the law at this point. So if the statement meets one of those qualifications, you probably have a good defamation claim because you don't have to prove damages. If it doesn't meet one of those qualifications, you have to look hard at how you can draw the line from the statement to actual monetary damages in order to really for it to be a good idea to file a defamation case against somebody. The statute of limitations for a defamation case is 1 year, meaning if, once all of the elements of the cause of action exist, you've got 1 year from that time or from the time of discovery to file your cause of action, file your lawsuit if you're a plaintiff in a defamation case. There's no distinction in Illinois between libel, which is written defamation, and slander, which is oral defamation. So it doesn't matter whether someone wrote something or said something, it's all treated the same under the law. The last thing you should know is that some statements are privileged. And this means that even if all of the other elements of defamation are present, the statement is not defamatory because it's in a privileged context. And this really does depend on the context. And, for example, statements made in open court usually can't be defamatory because they're privileged. So we're not going to go into the full scope of privileged statements in this article, but if you have any questions about defamation or anything else, leave it in our comments section. Thanks so much for listening and watching.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.